playoffs, didn't make every playoff. The Shock made every single finals. No one expected them to be in the loser bracket. Most expected them to be the winners going into the first seed of the grand finals. That's Vancouver instead here in our 2019 season. But the Hangzhou Spark, could they be the team to make the crazy upset happen here? It's been up and up for this team all year long. Mirror compositions here after we see the teleport come out for the Shock.
Just looking to get to that point as quickly as possible. Sinatra now going to be looking to set up some picks here for his squad. Spark coming to match them. Punch charged up, gets a connection, gets stunned though. Manages to jump out with that seismic slam to keep himself safe for the moment. Guxue and Rhea both getting tagged up. Sinatra goes in with another punch. Forces the Sigma off the point there for the moment. As Bazzi rejoins into the backline with the rest of his team. So far, no one going to be taken down. Several being chipped as the point is unlocked. As he charges up another punch, going to be hitting Smurf, who's going lower and lower. Had that fortify, so didn't get slammed into the wall, but Striker is going to be taken down by Godspeed. Manages to find that one kill. Now Smurf and Sinatra both going to fall as Godspeed manages to find himself a double kill. Be greeted with a boulder on that exit there from the side of the Shock, but it will be the Spark locking down the point first.
More healing is committed to Godspeed, which allows him to do over double the damage Striker did in that last fight. You could see it in the ult charge as well. Just more consistent damage output when you're having this fight where there's no real crazy picks coming through from the Doomfist. It's that Reaper damage that matters most. Now they have control of the point. They have the faster sound barrier as well. Shock going to be a tough retake if they're going to make this one happen.
Already though, Sinatra going to be picked off. There's Bebe. We were just talking about him before we got into the game. Manages to find that crucial kill on the enemy Doomfist, and the Shock have to call the retreat.
The only way that they could have won that fight, it's over already. The only way they could have won that fight is if Sinatra was able to get an opening pick on the Doomfist, and the Spark are playing so defensively against enemy Doomfist. We saw it in their previous series, and they're shutting down a lot of these engages that happen ultless. And Sinatra, he comes in early trying to look for that pick, and they just wait for him. And it's Bebe who scoops up the kill, but everyone was focused on him. They are going to have a lot of ultimates to try to engage here, but Spark have the counter ultimates, so they're going to try to trade up, but easier said than done when IDK has that sound barrier.
Here's the look at the TP into the back. Christian going to be tossed forward there by Rhea. Death Blossom is out, not able to find anything so far. Guxue is going to be taken down by Striker. Finds that opening kill, but Bazzi comes up clutch. Manages to find two, now a third on the back end of that Meteor Strike. And that is just going to be the San Francisco Shock getting tucked in for bed. As he finds a final kill there onto Violet. We're at 76% for the Spark.
Spark, or, you know, a lot of teams right now are talking about aggressive engages, but the Hangzhou Spark are taking defensive engages here in the postseason. They use their sound barrier early, but they know that the follow-up with Bazzi's Meteor Strike there when Rhea uses Gravitic Flux second is going to be the better one. Shock almost have nothing now to recontest with. Only Striker.
Godspeed in the back. Bazzi going to be taken down. Troy Hoban finds a crucial kill. Moth getting tagged up, but now IDK punched into oblivion, will be eliminated. Guxue manages to finish off Striker while he's in the middle of the Death Blossom, but Sinatra finishes off Guxue. Scrappy fight back and forth here, but it's just going to be Godspeed and Rhea playing up at the point, and they will both be taken down. The Shock not going out without a fight. They finally get the flip at 99%.
And finally get that ultless fight they've been looking for. Sinatra getting that pick, and then Striker comes through, scoops up the rest with that Death Blossom. Now they're going to have to defend for a long time. Luckily, they have their own coalescence built now, because without that, this would be a very difficult hold. They can use that when Bazzi tries to engage, when he has no escape, blow him up first, and look for follow-up kills. Bazzi needs to be careful with how he engages because of this.
Coalescence going to be out. Godspeed already taken out. Sinatra finding that rocket punch yet again. Now goes in a bit deeper as they look for any stagger kills that they can possibly find. Several members on the side of the Spark going lower and lower. Sinatra dives in, gets halted back through, and Rhea will be able to pick him. They're going to be committing to coalescence to this. They're going to push forward towards the point. They nearly have the sound barrier up, but Moth might be able to buy them enough time with one of his own. Meteor Strike now coming out from Bazzi, looking for a pick. Drops down straight on top of Troy and gets rid of him. So now there's no Gravitic Flux in the fight from the side of the Shock. Speaking of which, Rhea's going to be committing his. The beat comes in from Moth. Another punch into the back, and Spark's going lower and lower. Now gets taken down. Sinatra eliminated as well. The clip is there for the Spark. They're back in control, and the OT is bleeding away, and the Shock just cannot stay on the point. First round goes the way of Hangzhou.
Everyone has been talking about aggressive play styles that have risen to the top of the postseason. I mentioned it just before, but the Hangzhou Spark, their play against Atlanta and in this first control map has been completely focused on taking these fights, after cooldowns are used from the Shock, they're waiting for Sinatraa to come in, they're waiting for Moth to use his sound barrier, they're passively like waiting for that pick. When Bazzi gets that follow-up attack there, he gets a rocket punch kill, and then Bebe commits the Coalescence. It's a fight that looks like, on paper, Hangzhou Spark not going to commit any ultimates, they're not going to commit into the fight, they're not going to try to flip it, but all it takes is that one pick when Shock overextends, and then press the go button. They are so patient. In a lot of ways, it's really reminiscent of how New York played the first 3 stages of GOATS. It's just attack second, wait, react to your opponents, and they're doing a great job of it.
Striker, again, going to be TPing the team forward. Joins in with a Shadow Step as well up on the high ground. Punch is being charged up by both of these Doomfist as he finds the hit onto Smurf, but again, the Fortify ready. So he doesn't go flying back. As he's playing up around the side, gets greeted with a boulder, the accretion, finds the connection, but there's no capitalization on Godsby, so he's still in the fight, gets topped up, continues to spray away with the shotguns, but Sinatraa takes down Bazzi now, and that could be the opening here for the Shock to get on the board first. You can see just pushing up on top of Gushue. He is completely surrounded, will be eliminated. Sinatraa gets the healing coming through. Violet hoses down 2 with the Coalescence. And that will be Shock grabbing the point first here in downtown.
That's a heavy commitment, that Coalescence there from Violet, but it does guarantee that there's no way, even with a stray pickoff on the chase there, that Hangzhou Spark could turn it with their Coalescence. They do have that still, of course, from Bebe here, and they are going to have the ability to re-engage with Sound Barrier. So this is actually not a free defense here for the Shock. They need to be very careful. Striker overextending a little bit, has to use his Wraith Walk, and that could be the go button here for the Spark as they commit in.
Well, that's going to be punch for punch. Hulk coming in, Sinatraa, everybody just collapses on top of him. Which finds that final blow as the Coalescence rolls for Bebe. Trying to keep his DPS topped up. Sinatraa going to be respawning now, can rejoin. The Sparks still have not yet made their way over to the point, but now Smurf going down is going to be catastrophic for them on this defense. The flip will just come through. The rest of the Shock going to be peeling back, it would seem. Great. Get a couple more shots in. Striker just buying a little bit of percentage here.
Yeah, great re-engage there from the Spark. They see Striker is up there hiding. It's a very common place for a Reaper to be. He gets caught, has to Wraith Walk, so doesn't have that defensive escape. And the Hangzhou Spark realized we've got Coalescence. There's almost no way we win this fight. Shock's overextended, and we have a Sound Barrier. They didn't have to use it. They get to hold it here. And now the pendulum has swung absolutely in Spark's favor here.
Several ultimates ready to go for both sides. That's going to be the Gravitic Flux tossed in. Looking for a pick, but not going to be able to find it. Great Sound Barrier there from Moth as per usual. Gushue going to be taken down. Shoyobin uses his ultimate. The Death Blossom in, and Sinatraa manages to find the triple kill with the Meteor Strike. And that is going to be the flip coming through back in favor of the Shock, not even allowing the Spark to take a lead.
IDK didn't use his Sound Barrier early in the fight because he wanted to wait for Choyobin's Gravitic Flux here. When the Flux goes off, the barrier is used, but there's just not enough to stop the follow-up Meteor Strike here. And the positional advantage was there for the Shock because IDK had to hold onto that Sound Barrier for so long.
Here the Supercharger being used by Smurf. Buffing up that damage, and it's doing wonders for them already. Sinatraa and Striker managed to find kills. And Gushue taken down. Shock maintaining control of the point for the moment. Now at 70%. Spark gonna have to make their way over there quite shortly.
They have the Supercharger, and that's going to be really powerful to engage with this Death Blossom if Godsby can find an angle. Much easier said than done, and the teleport he's going to have to use, if it gets predicted, this might just be Shock tying us up here on control. He's actually playing passively now with the team.
All them together, get a bit of damage in.
He's going to try to, well, it looks like he was going to jump on the high ground. They're just going to commit it now on the point.
Yep, Supercharger going to be tossed in. Death Blossom is out on the stairwell. Godsby going lower and lower, trying to dance around that barrier. Manages to do so, stays alive. Now Sinatraa gone, as well as Shoyobin. Down 2 members to flip back in for the Spark. Shock make it to 99%. They have a bit of time on their side, but they have to let this go.
This is still advantage Shock because they have a Sound Barrier coming online. They're going to have Gravitic Flux. Godsby just used his Death Blossom, and they're at 99 to 45 here. So all they need to do is play a little bit passively and build that ult advantage. For the first time in this map, the Spark will actually have to be the aggressors. They're going to have to look for these defensive opening picks. Otherwise, they're just going to get out-ulted here.
Godsby taking down Sinatraa. Again, coming up clutch. Is that going to be enough for them, though? Coalescence currently rolling on the side of the Spark. Rhea's got the Gravitic Flux ready to go as well. Meteor Slam out, fade away from Bebe, keeps himself alive, but Gushue's in the corner, he's going lower and lower. The Flux comes in, but the beat is there to meet it, while trying to keep his team topped up. A bit of a back and forth as Bazzi and Sinatraa both buying picks, but one is onto the other. So now there's no Doomfist in the fight. The punch is there as well as a coalescence from Violet to take down IDK. Healing severely limited for the side of the Spark. The Shock managed to find the flip back into their favor. Someone's got to tag the point. Just managed to do so right here. It's last second, but Rhea's going to be taken down, as is Gushue, who rejoins with a Wrecking Ball. Meteor Strike from Bazzi, unable to find anything. He gets booted over to the side, finished off by Sinatra. It seems like it will just be a matter of time as the OT bleeds away. Gravitic Flux takes Bebe up into the air. They'll fade over to the side, taken down in the end, and it will be one more round to settle the first map of this series.
Hangzhou Spark, their risk-aversive playstyle, playing almost as if they have a exact set plan for every single ultimate, means that IDK is uncharacteristically missing some of these sound barriers, and it feels like the adaptability for the Spark isn't there compared to Shock here. The Spark are struggling in some of these team fights where they have to play against the grain of their own playstyle. They have to be more aggressive in these situations with a down on ultimates, and then that last fight, they played passive, Sinatra gets the first pick, and then it's not winnable from there when Shock has all the ults and you've got none. You can't turn a 5v6 like that. They needed to be the ones to get the first kill, and that lack of aggression could be a problem going deeper into this series. We'll see these teleporters out.
Yep, TP going through. From either side, the Reaper and the Doomfist, both enough mobility. Doesn't so much matter which damage player is using that Symmetra teleport at the beginning.
Exactly.
They both catch up. Here's Sinatra coming in with the flank, but the punch expires. He gets stunned up. Leaps out. With that seismic slam. Charges up another one. Sees the Fortify expire. Gushue getting tagged low, down to about half HP. See uppercut connects on the two, but Sinatra just can't quite kill anyone off. Drop down here onto the point. First from the Spark, get the barrier set up. Ult comes through. Bazzi's on the flank. Pulls down to half HP and Gushue. He gets isolated and eliminated. Sinatra finishes him off with that uppercut. Bazzi gonna have to try to turn things around if they want to cap this first, but it seems like it's not gonna happen. Rhea off the side. Both supports gonna be eliminated. Bazzi likely staggered here at the end.
That was actually a really cool idea for Godsby because he waited for them to drop down. He was behind them, but unfortunately Bazzi got picked right away as Godsby tried to commit in. He had to Wraith Walk, and the Shock get the first fight win here. And now they get to use their ults defensively here in these chokes. Mecha Base is such a problem for that.
Coalescence out as they exit the hallway. Now going to be matched by Bebe using one of his own. Meteor Strike, everybody's bottled up here. Not going to be able to find the kills though. IDK falling low. Meteor Strike out from Bazzi, saves his life with that one. A massive seismic slam comes in from Sinatra, turns around and gets from Bazzi as he hits the ground. Smurf, however, is the cost. Next punch from Sinatra, not gonna hit. Has to exit to the point, but Rhea is there, hounding him down. Gravitic Flux out from Choi Hyobin. Slams him down, but doesn't find any kills. And the sound barrier goes through from IDK as well as Moth, but it's still gonna be a trade up in favor of the Spark. Choi Hyobin falling lower and lower. Rhea going around the back, sees him, he's in the corner, will be eliminated. Spark, however, still have not made their way over to the point, have not gotten this flip back through. They need this flip.
They need the flip right now. They're gonna have to commit this. Godsby's gonna have to use it.
Oh. Gets booped back, but doesn't go off the side of the map. Has a nice angle, tries to go for the supercharger, takes a little bit too much damage, has to use the Wraith Walk out. Bazzi gets taken down by Sinatra yet again. Smurf up into the air, being focus fired, slammed down by the Gravitic Flux, will fall. And you can see the cleanup coming in on the back of the Death Blossom there from Godsby. Spark have finally found the fight. Choi Hyobin had to rejoin here with a Wrecking Ball, buys a little bit more time. Will make their way up to 75, 76%.
This is great for the Shock in terms of control meter build because they forced the Spark to use so many ultimates and they got the meter up to 75%. But they did have to swap a few heroes around. We saw the Wrecking Ball for just a moment, so Choi Hyobin, you know, all the resets coming through in terms of the tank line here. But essentially, the Spark need to be more efficient with ultimates now, and it's a big problem on this map, Mecha Base.
Yep. Playing right up here near the front. Supercharger still rolling, nearly taken down, but they can't quite find it. Instead, it's just going to be the Spark quite handily winning the follow-up fight.
This is the neutral fight they needed to win ultless in order to turn the tides. Now IDK has a sound barrier. You know, they can use that to make the next team fight in their favor if the Shock commit in. And that's one of those big ultimates you really need. Moth's going to take some time to get his here. All the Spark need to do is make sure they don't get anyone stray picked, you know? If Sinatra gets a solo pick, a rocket punch kill, that's all the Shock need to take this first map.
Already, a lot of damage here onto the Shock as they try to exit, and Violet going to be taken down. Very nice punch there from Bazzi, and Sinatra going to be forced to use a Meteor Strike. Can they find anything? The hold is huge! Sinatra gets a triple kill! They might just turn this one around right now, and they have! Sinatra, absolutely massive. The play set up by Smurf. They're right back over onto the point. The Spark could only get 11% away. Now Shock back in control. They turn it around completely on its head.
IDK keeping the sound barrier here. They did not want to commit it in that fight. They're going to try to turn this around now. The Shock, though, only really using that Meteor Strike. This fight is probably going to determine this map. They're coming in with a speed boost. Barrier's ready.
Blossom as well is set to go here for Striker. Wraith going to be down. He is taking a lot of damage. Coalescence coming out from Bebe, trying to find the kill. Gravitic Flux into the back, manages to find one. It's going to be Striker, but he's got that sound barrier out from Moth yet again. IDK now going to be matching. Rubin still has that Gravitic Flux. They're not going to have that defensive ultimate. Into the back goes Striker, tries to use the Death Blossom, and usually will fall. Answering Blossom out from Godsby. But the focus fire is there from the Shock. They finish him off. The barriers are crumbling as this is attack from the Spark. San Francisco Shock will persevere. They hold them back. Now that OT will bleed away, and they will start this series off 1-0.